Okay, so now that this is like my 6th time trying to do this video, hopefully I can get it done. We got through the surgery. We did it. It took all day yesterday. We were in the waiting room from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. The surgery went way better than we had thought. Before the doctor even made any incisions at all, she came out and let us know that the muscles and the tendons were looser than she had thought. Once Jade was good and comfortable under anesthesia, she tried to move the hips into place, and it actually worked. So, so she ended up doing what's called a closed reduction on one hip, which means she makes a super minimal incision and puts the hip back into place and then casts it up, hoping that once the hip's been there that for a while that the muscles and the tendons will shrink and hold it into place. And then on the other hip, she ended up having to do an open reduction surgery, but they had to do no femur shortening. So no screws, no plates, nothing like that. So we won't have to come back to get those out or worry about her in pain from that. Yeah. So there is a risk with doing the closed reduction surgery that the muscles won't tighten. But the doctor thought it was at least worth a shot. So in 6 weeks, we're going to go in. We're going to see if they're holding up, make sure nothing's moved. She did say she will have to be in a spike cast for 12 weeks still. She wants to give those muscles and tendons as much time as possible to heal. So that didn't get shortened, but that's not, I don't care about that at all. I'm just glad we didn't have to do femur shortening. And honestly, I needed good news yesterday, and that it couldn't have been better. So, also they did the spine MRI, which I have been concerned about because it is pretty common for children with CDLS to have a tethered spinal cord. So they did that yesterday, which caused a little bit of an issue for an epidural. Like they would have done a spinal block for her. But because we were concerned about the possibility of a tethered spinal cord, they did not do that, which kind of threw the anesthesiologist for a little bit of a loop last minute, but they got it figured out. So if you're one of my CDLS families and you haven't gotten your kid checked for tethered spinal cord and hips are an issue, make sure to think about that before you go in or get it checked or whatever you need to do, or let them know. So yeah, so great news yesterday, great. She slept okay last night. I mean, on and off, up, but nothing terrible, nothing unmanageable. I think today, finally, since she's been awake a little bit more, I mean, she's not now, obviously, you can see her, but I think she's starting to realize that she can't move. She tried to grab the hospital bed handle and pull herself, and she realized that, like, she couldn't move, and she was a little upset. So I'm nervous about it, but I'm just glad. I'm still kind of riding that high from such a good day yesterday. So all the thoughts and prayers, I don't know, they must have worked because I couldn't be happier. So we asked them, how much longer here. They're thinking depending upon how she does, eating and stuff, possibly Friday. So that we'll be out of here. So we're not totally out of the clear. We could have to come back in for another surgery, but we'll find out in 6 weeks when we do a follow up with the doctor. So we're not out of the clear, but this is nothing we can't handle. So all the other news is great, and I will let you know how things go. I imagine we'll probably be like this for a few days. They're going to take her off some of the heavy duty narcotics tomorrow, so it'll just look like this with us in the hospital for a few days. So I don't imagine there'll be much to talk about. But when we get home, I will update and let you guys know. Have a good Wednesday. Right? It's Wednesday. That's right. Thanks for thinking about us. Bye.